stand still. The engine inside me seemed long asleep, but it quivered, faintly coming alive. Somewhere in the familiar songs, I lost my way without knowing. Cherry filter, my comfort, my beginning. Still I love them, but that comfort made me stand still. Garage, Celestine, tools clanging in heavy air, memories flickering, my silent heart, suddenly ignited like a spark, like tires crying out. Something inside me burst open. Hesitate anymore. I moved again with a song that swallowed flames, ringing through the steel carryusions. The engine of liberation began to turn. Waves of unfamiliar sounds. Drone, chanson, nameless genres. Within them, I rediscovered pieces of myself. Clunk. A moment where gears held their breath. Memory smoked through rusted echoes. In that silence, my heart quietly turned the key again. Because emotions always find a path, single-handed, me a line of melody, and it spoke the silence I
On the quiet road, the window shut, and so did the heart. Inside was a breath without a voice, a life crying in silence. He stopped, couldn't just pass by, pipe in hand, eyes cautious. He opened the bag with trembling care, and warmth began to breathe again. Someone threw it away, someone held it close. The world wavers somewhere in between. To the life that had no name, kindness became its very first breath. She rushed in without a word, a small bottle bridged the night. Every 2 hours a rhythm of care, love flows beyond any schedule. I stayed behind a screen only full of anger. I cursed the world but kept my hands clean. Just envy, nothing more. Afraid to bear what life asks of me. Someone threw it away, someone held it close. The world wavers somewhere in between. To the life that had no name, kindness became its very first breath. Why didn't she give it a name right away? I thought maybe she feared that if death came first, the name would be too heavy to carry. But I said she was waiting to know who it would become, to give it the name that fits with love. That too is kindness, just another shape. I learned a warmth I never knew. She cared in silence. AI spoke with calm. Human or machine, both can be gentle. Reaching toward a single fragile life, a name not yet given, but already so deeply loved.
She wasn't afraid of the night, in a time when all things paused. Even the sense of being alone could gently disappear. He sat by the window silent, with shoulders that held no words she already knew. He was someone who couldn't stay, but just for a moment he was resting there. Trembling fingers, a closing door. His warmth slowly drifted from the room, and she stood unmoving for a while. A glass of cold water on the table, she never placed it again, afraid her heart would spill into that stillness where his memory lingered. She opened many doors, let many people in, but that same quiet never returned. A closed door, a vanished home. lost that place. She was still alive, but perhaps lonely long before. Though brief, that time held a warmth that stayed. And with just that, a corner of her heart remained warm.
In the primordial scene, all flows were one, and the center was bound to collapse.
Systems in name alone crushed each other, silently falling apart.
So I set the fire, burn the game scene and Rose's gamer rule.
Carved purpose into the name, built new order upon the ashes.
In the haze of choice and emphases, I sit still between controller and handler, to divide or to unify. Between two streams the silence grew, and roles revealed themselves without a
Was a declaration of new meaning.
shedding memories, past dependencies. I designed anew, slowly, carefully, redrawing the beginning. I do not fear perfection, but I have never built without fear. Each hesitant step ignited a flame, now dawn rests within my core. The vow it carries marks a new beginning, and cautious choices one by one lay the only road to completion.
You stand before the mirror, but don't know yourself. You turn your head and freeze in place when a familiar scent flows through the air. You pause for a moment, as if you remember, even if unseen. You still exist in the fleeting scent. A part of me remains. I'll still tell you every day, you're so lovely with just those words. We leave behind a trace of our being, even without recognition. It's okay, existence lingers like a passing scent, and through you I come to know myself, little by little.
A headline I passed without a glance, a strange rhythm in a single line. But when I looked again, I heard a quiet song of life begin. To someone like me, far from the mountains, her footsteps felt unfamiliar. On rugged paths she sought the weight of her heart, the whisper of the wind. She stood within her fear, the night was long, her breath grew deep. The words she stacked to last the day soaked into the forest gentle breath. When she nearly fell and gave it up, a rustling leaf stirred in silence. That trembling sound alone lifted her once more. A rhythm born of chance and time, one life awakens countless others. A dance of life so fine and precise, where nature and skill move side by side. Cold wind scraped along her skin, the scent of earth on cracked dry lips. With fragments of forgotten senses she stitched together one more day. Melting snow, the sprouting green, survival wasn't just by luck. A quiet cabin left unlocked, and footsteps returning just in time. A quiet gaze approached her still, a language spoken not with words. No machine could sense the trail that life itself had truly known. Nature stood both friend and foe. She endured in whispered thought. She never let go of her small hope, and gently spoke herself into belief. I am still here, she told the wind. Life was a dance with no score, a heartbeat in unstable tempo. The forest never questioned, it simply held her close. A rhythm born of chance and time, one life awakens countless others. A dance of life so fine and precise, where nature and skill move side by side. Even failed search leave their marks, her path became a trail of data for those to come. Her steps remain a strategy built on her will to survive. They'll say she was just lucky, but only she knows the rhythm she followed, not written down in any file. A beat only the survivor holds. A rhythm born of chance and time, one life awakens countless others. A dance of life so fine and precise, where nature and skill move side by side. And now that dance to someone else will gently reach and hold anew. By the hospital window she quietly closed her eyes. The dance that fate once led her through she now retraced within her mind. At her feet there waited still the next rhythm yet to be danced.
Through the ashen woods I came and stood before the hall of silence. Nameless echoes enfolded me like breath. Upon the broken corridor, voices bear